Now to Yan Kasapoglu, who is a defence analyst at the Centre for Economics and Foreign Policy Studies, which is an Istanbul-based independent think tank. He joins us now from Paris for more on this. So, after such a long period of crisis in Syria, do the regime forces there still have the military capability to challenge Turkey in Afrin?
Actually, no, because back in 2012, we have seen the biggest split in the regime's land forces, particularly. And now Assad's forces on the paper is about 70,000 troops, but actually he only has between 30,000 to 40,000 battle-hardened, war-fighting capable formations. These formations are mostly deployed in the eastern Ghouta front right now, and some of them are in Idlib. So what we are talking about, trying to enter Afrin or entering Afrin, is pro-regime militia forces. The Praetorian groups, the elite troops of the Syrian Arab armed forces, like the 4th Mechanized Division, like the Tiger forces, like the Air Force Intelligence Special Operations Forces, are now amassed in the eastern Ghouta front, hundreds of kilometers away from Afrin. And what we are seeing right now is a provocation first, secondly, a show of flag, and thirdly, actually, in basics, political rhetoric.
Okay, so if the regime forces are so depleted, are so stretched, what's the benefit for providing support to the SDF and YPG terrorists other than just posturing?
First of all, we should see the very fact that there has always been a Syrian dimension of Turkey's PKK terrorism problem. Syrian Muhaberas, the Syrian intelligence agencies' connections with the terrorist organizations root back to 1980s, let alone 1990s or the 2000s. And the second thing is, probably the regime wants to turn Afrin into a quagmire for Turkey. To bleed Turkey, to support a war of attrition that would magnet the Turkish armed forces more and more into the province and create a mission creep. This is not the main threat, I think, for the Turkish armed forces, because Turkey is going very cautiously. The indigenous component of the Operation Olive Branch, namely the Free Syrian Army and other components of the campaign, are very careful in the mountainous belt. This is why actually the operation went a little bit, let's say, not fast in the very beginning, because the rear area security in military terminology, which means securing the area that the enemy can infiltrate and set ambushes, were cleared very carefully by the Turkish armed forces and the indigenous component. The only reserve I might put here, and this is not about Damascus, this is mostly about Moscow, is the Syrian air defense forces rather than the Syrian militia. If they opt for any kind of provocation against the Turkish Air Force, which has been performing decisively so far. But as I said, this will not be about Damascus, this will be about Moscow, because it is the Russian forces who is in control of the Syrian airspace, especially at the west of the Euphrates River.
Okay, Yan Kasapoglu, thank you very much indeed.